Hello live wires, Heather Boyd Wire here, and welcome to my channel for all kinds of wire art and jewelry making tutorials and live streams. Today I'm going to show you an easier way to make my moon ring. What you're going to need for this project is 20 or 18 gauge wire. I have a 8mm bead, which is optional. You need your cutters, flat pliers, round pliers, and a ring cone. So we'll start with a 6 to 8 inch piece of 20 gauge wire and pretty close to one end, about 1 inch to 1.5 inches from one end. We're just going to go ahead and form the round part of the inside of the moon. And then from there we want to bend the ends out. So we're just going to take our round pliers and bend it sort of up at a right angle. And then the same on this side. So we're going to go here and then bend that one up at a bit of a right angle. So it looks like that. And then we want to hold this with our round pliers and bend it back. And then this one too, we're just going to hold it and bend it back. So you have this sort of configuration, and then we'll put it back on the end of the pen or the Sharpie, and then just bring this one around, follow the shape of the first curve, and then just bend it back a little bit so it becomes a little bit wider here, and then from there we can bend it out. If this curve inside is too big, just bring it in a little bit more. Take this and at the center point bend it out at a right angle, and now we want to curve that one. So we'll do the same thing. We'll get our round form again, put it in, and just bring that one around so it's on top of the other one, and then push it back so you get a little bit more width there. And if this part is too straight, you need to exaggerate that curve, bring it back on there and bring it out. So we've got that. So that looks like the moon, much easier than the first moon ring I did. And then now we're going to take the round pliers again and then just hold this and bring it, help that little bend, okay? Otherwise it gets a little bit distorted. And now hold that tightly and then just give it a tug to close that bend. And now we're going to get our little nippers and give that a little clip, and then just push that in so it's flush. So from there we already have our beautiful moon, and now we're going to take our ring cone, bring this one around. See, I've cut this wire way too long. You really don't need more than about 6 inches. So we're going to bring that one in here, and then wherever you want your end to be, just hold that in its correct spot, and then you actually want to bend this up at a right angle. So hold the band wire with your round pliers and bend it up, just straight up. And this one's way too long, so we're just going to clip it a bit. The length will depend on how big you make your moon and how big you want your band. Now just take that end and stick it up through there, just right up there, and then put it back on the ring cone so it doesn't get distorted out of shape. Take this and bring it right there and give it a good little tug all the way around to close up that space. And then we're going to get our nippers. These are the bead-along nippers. They work quite well. And we're just going to give that a little push and close up that space. You can do any little adjustments that you need. And there's a very simple, beautiful moon ring. So now we'll use 6 inches of 18 gauge wire, and we'll start the same way, where about 1 inch and a bit from the end, we're just going to start to form our moon shape. So just bring it around right like that, and then we're going to take this one and bend it to the front like we did previously. So just bend it right like that to the front, and then wherever you want the top of the moon to be, just hold it with your round pliers If you need to straighten that out a bit, you can. It's stiffer wire. The 18 gauge for sure is a lot stiffer. So bend that back here, and we have our beginning part of the moon. And then from there, we'll just take our round shape again, bring it around, all the way around, and then just push it down a little bit so you have a bit of space in there. Just push it as much as you need. And then at the center point there, we're just going to take that end and bend it at a right angle. If you want a sharper bend, use your flat pliers and just push that in there and really give it a push with your finger, and it helps make a sharper bend there. And then we need to round up that top, so we're going to put it back on the round form, bring that around, exaggerate the curve, go beyond where you think you need to go, and then we're going to push it up, and that opens up the space a little bit. Okay, so we've got like that, looks good. And now we're going to take this one with the round pliers. This just helps it so you don't distort the shape when you bend it around. So I've already started the shape with the round pliers, and now we're just going to hold it snugly and give it a tug. Okay, that's become my favorite term in making wire jewelry, is just tug the wire, because you have to be gentle and firm at the same time. So now we're going to push that in there so it's flush, and from there we'll get our round form, put it back on the round form, bring this one around here, and then we want to add a bead. So you want to make sure it's about, you know, the right size that you want. Put it back on the ring cone, and then you're going to imagine your bead is going to be in there. And then we need to bend this at an angle that's sort of like the radius of the bead, so it sits up a little bit from the moon. So just take your pliers where you want to bend it, and then just bend it at a bit of an angle here. And then we're going to put on the 8mm bead, and then you're going to have to bend it back down again so it's going to sit properly. So we're going to bend this wire back down. Now really give it a push. The 18 gauges is very stiff, so it's going to be tricky to bend it, but just hold it firmly. And so we have what looks like this type of thing with your wires going down on either side, and then this will sit over here. So we want to make sure that we bend it out at the bottom of the bead. So just take your round pliers and bend it out. See, we're going to bend it out a little bit, but now we're going to have to trim the wire, so we'll be able to pull it through this space here. So give it a little trim, and we want to bend that wire up through the moon there. So just wherever it's easier to grab it, just grab it under there, give it a little bend up, and then you can reach for your wire end there. But put it back on the ring cone, just put it back on here, and take this end, bring it up. So we have it up through there, and then we just need to finish this little end here. So it is a little tricky to access, but you're going to have to just take the end best you can. I find it easier with the round pliers, and then you're just going to give it a little bit of a tug in there, and then you're going to clip it. So you see there's still a little bit of an opening in the wire there, so you just want to get your flat pliers in and just give it a little pinch to close up that space, and make sure there's no sharp ends, make sure the end's tucked in, and then from there you can bring it back on your ring cone just to make sure it's going to stay in place. So this, you see it got a little bit distorted. We can just hold that and just give it a little bit of a flick of the wrist to bend it so it looks straight out there. And then if you want to spread these ends out a little bit to define the moon a little bit more, you can spread them out a little bit as well and just play around with the shape. Put it back on the ring cone, and there you go.
So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live and when I post new videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.